Hi, my name is Humam Alwassel, and I'm happy to share our work with you today. A major problem in video representation learning is the expensive cost of annotating videos. One solution to tackle this problem is to use self-supervision to find ways to use free annotations from the data itself. But can self-supervised video pre-training outperform fully supervised pre-training? The answer is yes. Our method is the first to demonstrate such performance. We propose a self-supervised task that exploits the strong correlations between video and audio. Specifically, we adapt the single-modality deep cluster framework to a multimodal setting, specifically for video and audio modalities. Deep cluster was originally introduced as a self-supervised procedure for learning image representation. It alternates between unsupervised clustering of image features and using these cluster assignments as pseudo-labels to revise the image representation. Here we show on the left the single-modality deep clustering baseline, or SDC, applied independently to the video and audio modalities. In our work, we propose three approaches for multimodal deep clustering, where the clusters learned from one modality are used as pseudo-labels to refine the representation of the other modality. In two of our approaches, MDC and CDC, the pseudo-labels of the second modalities are supplementary. They complement the pseudo-labels generated in the first modality. The third approach, cross-modal deep clustering, or XDC, instead uses the pseudo-labels from the other modality as an exclusive supervisory signal. This means that in XDC, the audio clusters drive the learning of the video representation and vice versa. Here, we compare the single-modality deep clustering versus the three approaches of multimodality deep clustering. Specifically, we self-supervise pre-train each model on kinetics, then full fine-tune the encoders on two downstream action recognition benchmarks, HMDB and UCF, and one audio classification dataset, ESC. We compare against two baselines, training from scratch and fully supervised pre-training on kinetics. We observe that all multimodal deep clustering models, MDC, CDC, and XDC, outperform the single modality baseline. Also, XDC achieves the best performance across all tasks. What distinguishes XDC from the other models is that each modality encoded in XDC is self-supervised purely by the signal from the other modality. So, this suggests that the encoders learn better when purely supervised by a different modality. We investigate the effects of pre-training data type and size. Specifically, we pre-train XDC on 5 datasets. We compare XDC against a set of fully supervised pre-training baselines. We observe across all tasks that XDC improves as the pre-training data size increases. And when pre-trained on a large dataset, like IG kinetics, XDC outperforms fully supervised pre-training for action recognition. To the best of our knowledge, XDC is the first to show self-supervision outperforming large-scale full supervision pre-training for action recognition. So what does XDC actually learn? What semantic signals does the algorithm use to train its encoders? Here we try to answer these questions by inspecting the k-mean clustering results produced by the last iteration of XDC on kinetics videos. Upon close inspection, we observe that the clusters learned from both modalities exhibit strong semantic coherence. For example, this cluster learned to group playing bagpipes together based on the audio signal, while this cluster learned to group guitar-related actions based on their appearances. Interestingly, XDC learned to group scuba diving with snorkeling based on the audio features, but group scuba diving with feeding fish based on the visual features. We compare XDC with the state-of-the-art self-supervised methods. When trained on a large dataset, XDC outperforms not only the most recent self-supervised methods such as MIL and NCE, but also fully supervised ImageNet and kinetics pre-training for action recognition. On the audio tasks, XDC achieves the state-of-the-art on DCase and is competitive on ESC. Thanks for watching, and make sure to visit our project website. We have released all the XDC pre-trained models.